Morning, everybody. Michelle's here on the West Coast. All right. I'm up and at it because I wanted to go a little further west this morning on Friday, 8/11/2023. Woo! Can you believe it's already August 2023? I see over in this area the kids are going back to school, so I guess that's happening everywhere. And what I want to say is I'm going to go out to this West Coast area where, there's so many problems there. Everybody's talking about the homelessness, the crime, the management, the leadership, and all that stuff out there. I want to go out there and experience it for myself and get a feel for myself. Because it's so funny, the media is not talking about Florida per se, in certain areas of Florida, Texas, Arizona, that are trash as far as the infrastructure is concerned. And that's more important to me, is the infrastructure. Instead of worrying about there's so many homeless people. Well, homeless people is due to, some of them, like I said, are drifters. All right, when you have an overpopulated planet, you're going to have an overpopulation of homelessness. Okay, and that also means overpopulation of overpopulation of drifters and people living on the fringe of society, not wanting to be bothered, not wanting to be housed. They just want to be drifting and kind of just moving around and not settle. Usually unfortunately, sadly, they are the creative types usually. Sadly, they have a mental illness, self-described mental illness, or a mental illness, and so they like to move around. I noticed when my mom was usually getting ready to go into a panic mode, or because she was manic and depressive. She was up there and then down there. She would walk around a lot too. I walk around a lot too, I notice. And usually when you're walking around a lot, you're attempting to, at least in my opinion, is get a hold of reality. What is going on? What am I thinking about? What am I worried about? What's going on? Bring it out. And so that's how I used to do. I had to talk myself out of things and work my way out of, okay, so what is the situation now? Okay, is there a reason for me to be all worried? And usually it isn't. So that means that I may be picking up some energy flow of what's going on around me. Because I told you, we do that. We pick up impulses from other people. We pick up what they call swinging waves. And it's all the thought and the energy. Okay, no matter what anybody says, you could be picking up energy from anywhere, all over. And it doesn't even have anything to do with you. If you don't know who you are, what you are, and why you are. Okay, so if you understand that, yes, this planet is overpopulated. We're crashing into each other with our thoughts. We're squeezing each other in. We're more squeezed in. Take this for example. If all of us came out of our houses and our apartments, our buildings, and all of us came out and stood outside, all of us, every 10 billion of us, if we could, if we came out and stood out, came in and in the streets, in front of our houses, whatever, we'll see how overpopulated we are. We'll see that we are worse than sardines. If we brought everybody outside, everybody came out looking around at each other and realized that, okay, you may get a grasp of the reality of how overpopulated we are. All right, a lot of us are not hiding, but a lot of us are in our houses, in buildings, in caves, in mountains, underground. Okay, and so, but like I said, we all came out, stood in the streets, and faced each other, and we'll realize, that we are massively overpopulated. Okay? Because a lot of people always violate the occupational capacity in everywhere, in houses and buildings, everywhere, on the streets, in stores and malls, restaurants. We always go over capacity, but yes, if we did that, we would know and we would see, oh boy. And then on top of that, imagine the many cars we have, vehicles, transportation type Okay, and then consider the amount of buildings and this and that and the other. Okay, can you know, and then realize there are not many animals anywhere. No, not many birds. You know, a lot of people talking about the rats in New York. Well, I can guarantee you there's rats everywhere else too. But the media, for some reason, certain media outlets love to pick on New York, California, District of Columbia, those areas. Always, the media usually always focuses on that. But don't focus on their backyard, like Arizona. Did we hear about Arizona? Texas. It depends on what area of Texas. Because I told you, there's an area of Texas I drove through is pristine. The roads are beautiful. There's no potholes anywhere. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go over here to the West Coast to this particular area, particular state, and check things out for myself. Because that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to get your own, do your own research. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people are not going to be able to stomach what I'm doing. Not to say stomach, but it's just a lot. Like I said, I'm glad I did this by myself, because if I had done this with someone, it would have been difficult for both of us. Because there were times where I was like, wow, I was just talking out so much that the person, I probably would have made the person unnecessarily uncomfortable and scared, and that's not my point. My point is not to scare people, but it's like, whoa. Why are vehicles allowed to drive in these regions? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this adventure and then decide, and then I'm going to come on back here and make a decision as to what is going to happen with me, or what I'm going to do. I hope to meet with someone over there in that area if I can. We'll see if that works out. But the main thing, like I said, this is not a vacation, by the way. This is not a vacation. This is an adventure. This is an exploring situation, an exploring opportunity that I only would have had this now. I couldn't have had it any other time in my life. This is the first time that I feel the need and the openness to, okay, let's see what's really going on in the world. And we're not being told the truth, of course not. Like I said, certain media outlets love to focus on certain states all the time, or certain areas like black culture all the time. All right, and find that there's a problem in black culture. Okay, it's a problem with black culture, and this and that and the other. And I want to, like I said, I'm going to keep things as theories and opinions, because it's irrelevant anyway. No, but who's listening to me, right? Who's listening to me? I don't know. There's some things going on that I just don't understand. I think they're maybe AI generated. Certain content I noticed that is being filtered to me, I think it's AI generated. I know that certain these social media platforms are using AI, capturing everything everybody's saying, capturing everything everyone's doing to use against us. But then they're gonna realize it's gonna be used against them, because most people have idiot behavior and idiot actions, and they don't think clearly and effectively about the boomerang. You can't think you're going to be adversely affecting adversely affecting a group of people or targeting a group of people, and don't think that it's going to eventually swing back to you. Are you kidding me? And the force of it that's coming back to you, I told you, the swinging of the pendulum ball, it's some people say the wrecking ball, whatever. You can call it whatever you want. Those are figuratively said words, but it could be anything. It can't be a figure of speech. It could be a metaphor. It can be literal. It can be all those things encompassed in one. I'm getting dry already. My mouth is dry. So like I said, this is not a vacation. This is an adventure. I'm following an alignment. Okay, and there were some snapshots of things that I remember from a little girl in dreams that I've seen so far already. So I know I'm on the right path. Now, I told you there are a lot of things that are certain, and there are a lot of things that are uncertain. Okay, when I got here, okay, I knew two people, right? I call them both my brother. One is I'm just gonna put it out there. One is a biological brother, and one is a spiritual brother. The biological brother does not want to have anything to do with me. Now, am I surprised? No, not at all. But at the same time, it's an uncertainty. You don't know what's going on in somebody's life at a particular time. Okay, the last few months ago, we were texting. Everything seemed fine on texting. See, that's why you have to confirm everything. And so when I heard his voice on the phone, okay, that's when I realized, okay, he wants nothing to do with me, and that's fine. I don't take anything personally. I'm not surprised, but at the same time, that's the uncertainties. But then my spiritual brother has been fantastic, magnificently, wonderfully, supportively available to me, and I appreciate that so much. So those are the realities of life. Okay, when you're dealing with human beings, we are unpredictable. Okay, and our situations can change at a drop of a dime. Okay, at a drop of a dime, you can be in happiness, and in a drop of a dime, you can be in severe depression and ready to blow your head off. That's where a lot of people are. I'm not there. I'm neutralized. I worked on myself. Okay, I know who I am, what I am, why I am. But I know that there's a certain level of people who are at that what do they call it? At that thin line where anything can set them off. Just having a flat tire may set them off to where they take out a gun and blow their heads off over something simple as a flat tire, or running out of gas, or the vehicle breaks down. Okay, or getting in a car crash. Okay, getting lost in the desert, losing cell phone signals. That kind of stuff can send people into a spiral of just spiraling down to where they feel like, okay, that it's the end of the world. And for them, that's the end of the road, literally, instead of seeing it as a path of opportunity where they blow their brains out. Okay, so okay, yeah, the birds are around me. Ha 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 ha! I see some birds. And they're chirping up something too, like bitch, what you talking about? Let's see, they all around my vehicle, like, bitch, shut the fuck up. You talking so damn loud. See, I don't know if you can hear them, but they like, bitch, you talking too fucking loud. Sorry for all my cursing. But anyway, so I'm on my way to another adventure and see what happens, and what I don't plan to spend the night. Let me show you the birds if you can see them. I don't know if you can see them. And carrying on about something. So on the way to another part of the West Coast, checking it out. I don't plan to spend the night there. I plan to just go there, see if I can get a feel for everything, and get pick up my energy of it all, and then make a decision what I want to do, and if I want to go into that area, and blah blah blah. So, and then I'll keep everybody updated, of course, and also keep it updated for my vlog. I guess that's what they call it. My journal, because a lot of people write down their journals. Like my spiritual brother, who I was talking to yesterday, which I was so glad to see him. Wonderful man. He journals. He writes in his journals. But see, my hands hurt. I do have writer's block because my hands hurt. And I know even if I have to type it, because when I had my house, I was doing so much work in the garden and using so many different type of tools that my hands are just, sometimes it's just, to be writing can cause my hands to cramp. But my hands are really, really strong, but not for writing and not for typing anymore for long periods of time. And then in my former job as a first responder, that's all I did was type. Until I don't even want to type, and typing on the computer, I don't want to even do that. It bothers my eyes as well. So this is perfect. Just speaking to the phone is perfect. And then upload it and blah, blah, blah onto my YouTube page. So And then, you know, my spiritual brother, you know, is probably going to help me with certain things, you know, maybe you know, because I do want to consider podcasting as well, but I need to have that set up properly to where it makes the biggest impact without, you know, whatever. So I have to work on that as well. So many things to consider. So let me get my ass on the road, baby, and I'll keep everybody posted. You know, whoever's interested, and I want to send peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. Oh, excuse me. And trust me, I'll be back.